Well, hello there, crafty ones. Pam Van Nee here with Pam's Paper Plates, and I have completed two more of these Woodland Fairy journals, and they are both pretty similar. This one, I think I'll call this number 2, the little fairy there, and then this one is number 1, but like I said, no two journals are exactly the same, but we're going to consider this one number 1. And I made 2 more before, similar, and one was sold, so I'm making 2 more. So let's get into it, and maybe, I don't know, I might just do music to this. Let's first, it's probably about 9.5, from this to this, it's about 7, but I think the pages are 6, I believe. So on these, I use this really pretty velvet. It's like a velvet fabric, and then I have this leather-like edge to it. And then we have the fairy door, little knob here, ferns and flowers, leaves, and there's a little fairy peeking out. It's a wood door, a little handle, and then we have lots of this, very chunky, and it is tied with this gingham ribbon. And here's all the fluffiness. Here's the back, or that velvet. And then you have leaves here. So we will open it up. And it's one fluffy signature, as you can see. So if you watch the first, the other ones, this is similar. So if you don't want to watch this one again, you don't have to. I mean, it's similar but not exact, of course. Has this doily pocket, little flower here, and in this pocket I have a "This Belongs To" sewn around with fibers. And then we have this pocket, or this envelope here, dyed doily, little label, and it has fabric inside this one, and this will be number 1. So I'm going to put that in the pocket here, that this is 1. I mean, they're similar but not exact, like I said. And then you have this pretty little card here. And the digitals that I used, as far as I can remember, I'll put them in the link. Did some stamping here. And we have this digital image page here, and then we have a little ruffle and burlap sticking out here. We also have some fibers, and we have a little glass mushroom here. And then here we have a shaker with really pretty sequins stitching around, a little fern, and this birch belly band. And then I use this really cute book. I think it was called Alphabet, the ABC of ABC, the Alphabet and ABC of Elves. And it has such cute little images. I thought it would be cute, so I used some of these throughout. And that's D is for dandelion, elf daintily dancing. And then I sewed different fabrics here. And then E is for egg, elf endlessly eating. Then I had pieced these pieces together with this decorative stitch, and here's like a handmade type paper, And I just added some twine here at the bottom. So we've got different textures. A coffee dyed ledger. And then here, let's see, a lot of these digitals are The Naturalist, Musings by Nikki. And then we have field notes here. Like this invisible pocket. And then we have different leaves. And then we have a pocket that was made from a napkin. Inside, I stamped an image on this paper and sewed around it. Cute little stamps. And then here is one of those elves, and it kind of blends in, so you have to find him. He is, R is for Rose Elf, restfully reading. And I put that on a napkin. He's reading. Seam tape and eyelash trim. And it's been sewn around. Digi paper, it has this mesh here, like a spotted mesh. So it's observations. And here's the pocket. It has a, I don't need to have this plastic on here, but it has a vintage postcard. That's beautiful. Bessie Branson. I don't see a date, but it's beautiful. Then I made an envelope here with some sparkly mesh, a little fairy, some texture type paper, a little fairy stamp, and then I stamped a little bit there. And we have some of this that I scanned from my flowers last year. Did some decorative stitching around there. Made this little envelope with my envelope punch. I have a coffee dyed digital of a fairy, butterfly fairy there. Coffee dyed paper. I did a decorative stitching here. There's a little butterfly tuck, coffee dyed paper. I think this digital is Elsie Bell's bookshelf. Coffee dyed paper. There's the decorative stitching that I pieced those papers together. We have some, it's like a fiber paper. We have a digital, and this is a new digital that I used a couple pages in. And Eclectic Journals, I believe, is the link, but I will put the link in the description and her YouTube channel. Cute little bird, isn't that cute? Here's my little leaf tuck here. Here's some coffee dyed paper. We have this cute little Tim Holtz girl, and she's a butterfly fairy. I have some coffee dyed doily, and it's been stitched around, and she's sweet. Paper made to look like it has leaves and things in it. And then here is a fabric flip. It has this mesh. It's pretty fabric. And then you can write here. So there are still places to write. And then right here is a little mushroom charm on a ball pin. And then I have a little cluster here. We have coffee dyed paper. There's a little fairy there. Spot to write in. And then here is a burlap piece that I'd adhered on this. It's like a paper bag. So you could put more things in there. I added a skeleton leaf here. I added a a little piece of a doily, cheesecloth, a little butterfly, a little bow here, a metal butterfly, doily, little button, and a fern, and this gingham bow, which is the same as the tie. Okay, and then in here, I added burlap here and a little owl and a bead. And then in here, there is a little tag. And there's the back. You could add a picture. Lots go into these journals. It's not just papers. It's a lot of, creative elements to it. And then here's from that book. A is for Acorn Elf, always acrobatic. They're adorable. So that's that paper bag. Then I added a little mushroom sticker to the coffee dyed paper. And then here's some of that. It has a texture to it, like a fibrous paper. Then this is from a Digi, these little fairies. I added these little leaves and fibers here. And then here's a dyed index card, and I just added a little twine to it. And then here is a dyed doily. Let's see the little fairies, and these are little dimensional leaves. And I will list this in my Etsy Pen to Paper by Pam. Here we have Edith Holden, and on the side I added some of this trim here. A little digital. This can be tucked right here. A little washi. And then here I have some of my dyed paper I did, and then here's the little fibers, and then this is the tuck. Pretty with the butterfly there and there. Now we come to the middle of the signature, which has a butterfly. And this pretty butterfly page by Elsie Bell's Bookshelf. And then we have an owl and beads and a fairy. It's got a little sparkly gem. Then we have a owl and some beads. Like so. I added some washi tape. And then here, this is the little hanky from the other side. When it flips up, you can go right here, and then as you flip, you have this pretty hanky that I thought was pretty, went with the Edith Holden page. And then you flip that up, and then here's some dyed paper doilies. And then I have this little fairy that is underneath this little dome. I think in the other ones I added observation, a little observation label. I may add that yet. I thought that was pretty. And then some more that digital paper. Here's the Edith Holden with some pretty birds. Got that fibrous paper. Coffee dyed paper, a little mushroom and a label. And then on this side of the paper bag, we have a little booklet with various papers dyed. It's cute. It's been sewn. And this is the paper bag here. And inside you have another little card, this beautiful paper. You can add a picture, or you could write with some burlap here. And in here are a couple tags. backed on coffee dyed paper. Let's see, how did I have this? I had it like this. And on this side is a little pocket. Musings by Nikki, I believe. And a cute little library card. And this is the other side of that paper bag. You can open up. And then I added this little piece here. And then you have a scrappy with all kinds of papers that I've dyed. Here's some dyed, coffee dyed paper here. There's a little fairy here. And here is the leaf. And look at this cute little girl on this beautiful paper. It's like she is sitting on that little flower. And it's been sewn around and backed with paper. Okay, this, I really love this. This comes out like this. And then I did some stamping on coffee dyed paper. And this was an envelope. See how it goes like this? And then it goes like that. So here I have a little stamp, some of this fibrous paper, a couple labels, more fibrous papers. And this has been coffee dyed, the envelope, and then a couple cards here. Coffee dyed paper. And then on this side of the envelope, I added some of this paper, did some stamping, and then there's a big card here. It's pretty. That was from Current that I thrifted at one point. It fit in there perfectly. And then here, I zigzagged down here, and then added some paper and a butterfly. And then in here we have this tag with a fabric bow and a little fibrous paper zigzagged. Here is a booklet, little mushroom. Cute. And that goes like that. And then you have this side. Here's the other flap of the envelope. And I've stitched it down, added fibrous papers, added a mushroom, added a paper ruffle, matches the little squirrel and the squirrels. And then there's a cute little card here, library card. Look at his face, isn't he cute? And what else? I did that side, yeah, that. And then this here. Then you have this bark pocket. Inside here, yeah, lots of work went into this, is a little, I roughed up the edges, added some of this fibrous paper, and it's like a little seed packet. Inside, we have a little booklet, stamped, and then you have these, just a couple papers in here. Oh, there's a little shadow of a fairy in that one. And then this one was a time card, and I stamped it, and look at, I added this cute little little girl with a mushroom hat. Did some decorative stitching. I folded that up, made a pocket, added burlap, fibers, fussy cut that, added a little card. And here is a cute fairy. Fibers sewn around, seam tape, and I think this is, and here's some of my dyed paper. a Farmer's Vintage Garden, I believe that is. Digis, that fairy. And then here we have the shaker page. We have butterflies and sequins. There's netting. It's been sewn around, mushrooms, and then you have this pretty trim right here that goes well with it. And then here is a little, there's little tiny fairy stars in there on a ball pin. But you can see the pretty lace here, and then you can write here. This is from Eclectic Journals, I believe is the name, but I will put the link in that pretty. We have that fibrous paper. Then here I cut out the mushrooms, added some ferns, and then we have a little fairy. She's shy and she hides behind here, and I used an embossing folder to emboss the paper. Oh, and we have another little guy here, cute fairy, and that is the ribwort plantain fairy. So cute. He's down in there. And then this, we have another little fairy. And isn't she cute? And she is tucked here on this paper. We have a washi tape. And there she is, the tansy fairy. I have a few little figurines that are this Cicely Barker. And then here I sewed across, added this pretty trim, so you can write. You can see the stitches there too. And then when you put it in, you can see the little fairy. Yeah, these are very time consuming, but they're fun to make. I do enjoy it. Here we have some skeleton leaves on this coffee dyed papers here. And then this opens up. It has a magnet. It's got a little tape for reinforcement right there. And then you have a couple cards here. And then you can journal on the back. A glue strand there. So it's got the magnet, and I made it, you know, where it expands. Coffee dyed paper is real pretty digital, and on here we have a little envelope, and inside is a little tiny field note card. And that just goes back on here. I have a place for notes. Here I made a belly band with some fabric, and then I sewed fibers down it. It's hard to see all the detail like on, you know, film. You can kind of see the little pencil there. And then here we have some pretty coffee dyed writing paper. Next page, I have an invisible pocket there, and another little field record. A little coffee dyed paper with a little fern tag. Looks like I need to just trim it just a teensy bit. More writing. And here's F is for Feather Elf, fearlessly flying. She's cute. Little flamingo there. On this side we have fabrics and lace that's been sewn on. And G is for Grave Elf, grumpily gathering. So cute. We have a little mushroom card here, a little handmade paper, burlap. And we have fibers and a button. We have a leaf. And then here we have another little elf. And M is for Mere Elf, merrily mimicking. This little fairy there, coffee dyed paper, then stamped, coffee dyed paper, scrapbook paper, washi tape, dyed paper. It's been stamped. A little booklet. Fibers I got from Stephanie. Coffee, paper, scissors. Thank you, Stephanie. And then here we have some fabric, and we have a dragonfly with a little tail. I think the other one has a butterfly. And you can see the burlap and all the different things. Here is the lace pocket. You can see some leaves poking out the bottom here. And we have a little pencil that's in a little elastic, little wood pencil. There's a little leaf here, and then the pencil goes there, leaf, and then here I put the velvet fabric on the inside too. And then we have this cute little tag, little leaves. Actually, I think it goes this way. Yeah, it does. And then we have a writing board and some thicker file folder. So you can put that in between your pages. So this is number 1, journal number 1 for the Woodland Fairy journal. And then number 2, I'm just going to do a quick flip through, and I'm not going to talk through it, and I may put music over it, but it's basically the same with just a different little image there. Here's the back, the leather, faux leather. Oh, one thing, I think I need to have a little flower here.